Let me ask you something. You just got up this morning, walked to the kitchen, filled a glass of water, and drank it down. Simple, right? Healthy, right? Well, what if I told you that after the age of 60, that plain glass of water might actually be one of the least effective things you can do for your circulation? And that by making one tiny change, one simple addition, you could start feeling the difference in your blood flow, your energy, and even your mental sharpness within days? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you today completely changed the way I advise my patients, and I think it's going to change the way you think about hydration forever. I'm Dr. Nolan Walker, and I've spent years working with patients over the age of 60 who come to me complaining about the same things: cold hands and feet, fatigue that just won't quit, brain fog, and that general feeling of heaviness that so many people just write off as getting older. And for a long time, the standard advice was always, drink more water, stay hydrated. And that's true. Hydration is critical. But here's what most people don't realize. Plain water, especially as we age, is often not enough. Let me explain the science behind this, because I want you to really understand why this matters for your body specifically, at your age, right now. When we're young, our bodies are incredibly efficient at absorbing water and distributing it to where it needs to go. Our cells are well hydrated, our blood vessels are flexible, and our circulation is strong. But as we move into our 60s, 70s, and beyond, several things start to change. Our blood vessels naturally lose some of their elasticity. The walls of our arteries stiffen slightly. Blood can become just a touch more viscous, meaning it doesn't flow as freely as it once did. And here's the part that really surprises people. Our kidneys become less efficient at regulating fluid balance. So even if you're drinking a decent amount of water every day, your body may not be absorbing and using it the way it should. That's why plain water, while still important, can actually pass through your system fairly quickly without doing everything you need it to do. Think of it this way. Imagine you have a garden hose and you're trying to water your plants. If the pressure is too low and the hose has a few kinks in it, the water doesn't reach all the roots the way it needs to. That's what can happen in an aging cardiovascular system. You can pour water in all day. But if the delivery system isn't optimized, the benefits are limited. Now here's where that one simple trick comes in, and I want to be clear. This is not about buying some expensive supplement or following a complicated protocol. This is something you likely already have in your home right now, or can pick up at any grocery store for almost nothing. The addition I'm talking about is a small pinch of high-quality mineral-rich salt, specifically something like pink Himalayan salt or a natural sea salt that is minimally processed and rich in trace minerals, added to your morning glass of water along with a small squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Now, before you turn this off thinking I've lost my mind, hear me out, because the research and the physiology behind this is genuinely compelling. When you add a very small amount of mineral salt to water, you are slightly increasing what's called its electrolyte content. Electrolytes are electrically charged minerals: sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and they are absolutely essential to how your body moves fluids in and out of cells, how your heart beats, and how your blood vessels function. After 60, many people are chronically low in these minerals without even knowing it, especially if they've been told to cut back on salt for blood pressure reasons and have overcorrected, or if they're on certain medications like diuretics that deplete these minerals. When your electrolyte balance is off, even slightly, your blood can thicken, your circulation slows, and your heart has to work harder to push blood through your body. You might feel it as fatigue, as dizziness when you stand up, as that dragging sensation in the afternoon. And you might have chalked it up to just getting older, but what if it wasn't entirely age? What if part of it was simply your body crying out for the right kind of hydration? The lemon juice I mentioned plays a separate but equally important role. Lemon is rich in a compound called hesperidin, which is a bioflavonoid that has been studied specifically for its effects on blood vessel flexibility and circulation. Research has shown that hesperidin can help improve the tone and flexibility of blood vessel walls, which directly supports better blood flow. It also contains vitamin C, which plays a critical role in the production of collagen. And collagen is part of what keeps your blood vessel walls healthy and strong. Beyond that, lemon juice creates a mild alkalizing effect in your body once metabolized, which helps reduce inflammation at the cellular level. And chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of healthy circulation in older adults. So what you're doing with this one simple trick, a pinch of mineral salt and a squeeze of lemon in your morning water, is essentially upgrading plain water into something your body can actually use more efficiently. You're giving your cells the electrolytes they need to absorb that water properly. You're giving your blood vessels the nutrients they need to stay flexible. And you're starting your day with an anti-inflammatory boost that sets a better tone for your entire cardiovascular system. Now I want to address something important, because I know many of you watching this have been told to watch your sodium intake, and you're probably thinking, wait, my doctor told me to cut down on salt, and I hear you. I'm not telling anyone to ignore their physician's advice. If you have hypertension that is being managed with a low sodium diet, please talk to your doctor before making any changes to your diet. What I will say is this. There is a significant difference between the refined, processed table salt that is in packaged foods, fast food, and restaurant meals, and a small pinch of natural mineral-rich salt added to water. The amount we're talking about here is truly minimal, barely a quarter teaspoon in a full glass of water, and the mineral profile of a natural sea salt or pink Himalayan salt is very different from standard table salt. But as always, your personal medical history matters, and your own doctor knows your body best. For those of you without sodium restrictions, what I would suggest is this. Tomorrow morning, before you eat anything, before you have your coffee, fill a tall glass with room temperature or slightly warm water. Squeeze in the juice of about half a lemon. Add just a tiny pinch, and I mean a small pinch, of pink Himalayan salt or a good quality sea salt. Stir it together and drink it slowly over a few minutes. Do this every single morning for 2 weeks and pay attention to how you feel. Many of my patients report noticing a difference in their energy levels within the first few days. Some notice that their hands and feet feel warmer, a direct sign of improved peripheral circulation. Others tell me that the afternoon brain fog they'd been living with starts to lift. And several have mentioned that they just feel lighter, more awake, more themselves. I also want to share a few additional things you can do alongside this morning habit that will further support your circulation after 60. Because this one trick is a powerful start, but great circulation is built on a foundation of several supporting habits. First, movement matters enormously. You don't need to run marathons. Simply walking for 20 to 30 minutes a day is enough to stimulate the production of nitric oxide in your blood vessels. Nitric oxide is the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen, allowing blood to flow more freely. Even if you break it up into 2 shorter walks, the benefit is real. Second, consider adding more foods rich in natural nitrates to your diet. Beets, leafy greens like spinach and arugula, and even dark chocolate in small amounts all support nitric oxide production and help your body maintain that blood vessel flexibility we talked about. Third, take a serious look at how much processed food you're eating, because processed foods are loaded with the kind of sodium and inflammatory compounds that do the opposite of what we want. They stiffen blood vessels, increase blood pressure, and thicken the blood. Fourth, if you're a smoker, I know you've heard it 1,000 times, but there is truly no single intervention that could do more for your circulation than quitting. Smoking directly damages the lining of blood vessels in a way that accelerates everything we've been talking about. Now, let me come back to the main point, because I want you to leave this video with something practical you can do today. The single most accessible, affordable, and evidence-supported change you can make right now, today, to begin supporting better blood flow after 60 is to stop drinking plain water first thing in the morning and start making this upgraded hydration drink instead. A pinch of mineral salt, a squeeze of lemon, a tall glass of water. That's it. That's the trick. It sounds almost too simple, and I understand the skepticism. We live in a world where health advice is usually complicated, expensive, and overwhelming. This isn't. This is your body asking for what it actually needs, and you giving it exactly that. I want to hear from you. If you try this for 2 weeks, come back to this video and leave a comment. Tell me what you noticed. Tell me what changed. The community here learns so much from each other's real experiences, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take that first step. If this video helped you or made you think about hydration in a new way, please give it a like and share it with someone you care about. A family member, a friend, a spouse, anyone over 60 who deserves to feel their best. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, because I put out new content every week on practical science-based strategies for living well as you get older. You are not supposed to just accept fatigue and slow circulation as the price of aging. Your body is remarkably capable of improving at any age when you give it the right support. Start tomorrow morning. 1 glass, 1 pinch, 1 squeeze, and let's see what happens. I'm Dr. Nolan Walker, and I'll see you in the next one.